Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. As my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about the widow of Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA's future. What is that going to look like in the United States over the next couple of decades? Because they are a conservative organization, and also what happened to Kirk is going to further amplify that conservative value, that conservative output on not only my generation but also younger generations and older generations. What is the United States going to look like long term after this effect of what happened on September 10th, 2025 with Charlie Kirk's assassination? That's what we're going to find out in today's video. What kind of role does the widow play? Because she said that she's not going to step back, she's going to move forward. We're going to find out more about her. And then we're also going to take a side look at Turning Point USA. This is going to be a very short video. I don't intend to keep this long at all, because we have a lot to get through in today's video, and also in many other videos that I'm going to be posting around a similar time. But anyway, this video is being recorded on Tuesday, September 16th at 8:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as and when I'm recording this specific video. If you want to help out the channel, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content. Sharing this video with others really help boost the algorithm here on this YouTube channel. And for those of you guys who have done just that, I do want to acknowledge your participation into the channel last week. I do want to give a quick shout out to Frizz Pictures, Annette Doran, 5189, Barbara W, JB Sports, you're new, so welcome. And we also have here Prina I. Thank you all of you guys for your hard work, your hard dedication. Even if you're not on that list, do not worry, you probably will be on the next list, because this is just coupled by AI, based on your activity that I just mentioned, and this was just put forth to me by AI in the YouTube channel. Anyway, besides the point, and you want to stay in the loop and be notified when I do post and upload, go into the description or the comment section below, follow my Blue Sky account or my Facebook group, and I will personally notify you. And yeah, this video just for entertainment, for educational purposes only as well. Anyway, let's go. Let's begin. We have a lot to get through today's video. This video intro is way too long. I hate long intros, so do you. Let's move on. Okay, ooh, that's way too long. Anyway, let's move. Alright, so Spirits and Angels, tell me about Erika Kirk. Okay, so she is the widow of Charlie Kirk. And if you want to watch my Charlie Kirk videos, I will put them in the description below if you're interested. I know no one really asked for this video, so this video is going to be on the shorter end. Okay, so let's see. I don't know why everything's too bright. Okay, now fix. Alright, let's see. Erika Kirk. Erika Kirk. Here it is. So she is the Empress. And she's ruling something. She's ruling the masculine side. Remember, when we enter the age of Aquarius, it's going to be the empowerment of women. She's going to represent the dark side of that empowerment. The dark shadow, the rise of women. She will represent that through the Empress. The top of the deck here is we have Betrayal. The Three of Swords. Remember how I said in the first video with Kirk, or the lamb, the sacrificial lamb? I said that somehow she was aware of the plan as well. Not only was the lamb aware of the plan, he didn't know he was going to get killed, but he was aware of the plan. She was also aware, but this time she knew that he was going to die. There was some sort of a betrayal here that she was aware of. And here you have as well is, okay, so here is the Page of Wands reversed. This is a new leader. This is somebody who has ideas, bold ideas. Betrayal of ideas. Betrayal of traditionalism. Well, hold on, let's see. What is she betraying? The world upside down. I think she has a different perspective and a different goal than what her ex-husband wanted, or former husband wanted. That's what it felt like. It felt like Erika Kirk had a different idea for how to express the conservative values, a different idea for how to go about Turning Point USA, or the message that Kirk was trying to portray to his followers or his supporters or those who listen to his podcast. She has a different idea. I don't think he was listening to her. Here, we have here, the first card is for Erika Kirk. I don't know why I keep saying Erika Adams. I don't know if that's a person, but We have here, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed with certainty. So with certainty, so she's aware of something. We're 100% definitively. We have here, we have the Four of Wands reversed. Now this is the end of someone's career. This is the end of a political dynasty. So she was 100% certain about the opposite of that. So she was aware of something. She was aware of something that occurred in the past or in the present. Interesting. So she's aware of something. Either it was on her husband, her then husband, or it was on an assassination attempt on somebody else. And she was aware of this. She was aware of this plan. So that's the connection. We have here, we have the Four of Swords here reversed, which means she was not aware that this was a political ending for her then husband, but was aware of a political ending for somebody else. So she was aware of that. And here you have is the King of Swords. The King of Swords we have here dethroned. Hold on, I'm getting something now. Okay, so you remember how I said the confirmation before? Now I just understand what this means. Not that I didn't understand it before, because everything I just said was accurate. Again, this video is just for entertainment and for educational purposes only as well. The Two of Pentacles reversed is saying with certainty she was aware of the plan, but she didn't know he was going to get dethroned. So she knew that there was an attempt on him. She knew of this. They were told this, or there was a plan or something. They were both aware. Both Kirks were aware of the situation. What they both were not aware of was that he was going to be dethroned. He was going to be removed. This is the part they did not know. However, if the wife knew that somebody else was getting assassinated in the past before Charlie Kirk, but it didn't end their political career, they both had knowledge about this, which means that it was planned. There was a connection here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles reversed, the Four of Swords reversed, and the King of Swords reversed. Who is this connection? Who are they both aware of, Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk, aware of in terms of the assassination? Okay, so we have here, we have the Queen of Swords, the woman on the bottom again, the Queen of Swords. The top of the deck, though, we have the King of Swords. Now, this almost outright, this means Nazi type, fascist type energy. This is the King of Swords. They're both swords, the Queen of Swords on the bottom and the King of Swords. Okay. What's in the middle? I'm getting told this card right here. Reveal. Okay, what's behind the reveal? We have here the boogeyman. The Two of Swords. They knew who killed them. They knew who did it. This is the air card, pollution. So they're both aware of who it was and who was going to execute this. That's what it was. They both were aware of it. It almost feels like they knew who the killer was. We have the Judgment card in reverse. Right? This is with certainty of a plan. But the thing is that you get in bed with bad people, you don't expect good outcome. It's like, for example, the best way I can describe it is like you get in bed with the mafia and you think that they're going to protect you. But once you're useless, once you're no longer bad goods, your good is gone because you know too much. And they'll do whatever they can to remove you because you know too much. You are a threat to their dynasty. The reason why they're as powerful as they are because once you no longer serve the purpose, you're gone. Because you remain a threat if they let you go. Underneath this Four of Swords reversed, which means they were aware of the plan and ending a political assassination, we have the Knight of Coins reversed. This is not a new back. This is something that's been breaking. So it means that there was plans here from more than multiple people, which means that they were aware of multiple assassinations from multiple different people, but they were aware of the circumstances, which means that the video that I did prior to this, which is called We're Not Done Yet, might just indicate to us that there is more to come. This was not an outlier, but both Erika and Charlie were both aware. And here you have is the Ace of Swords reversed. The Ace of Swords reversed, this is not military. which makes sense because remember how I said it didn't feel like military, it felt more like an agency. It felt more of like an organization or a foreign government, something like that. It could be both, but it doesn't feel like it's military personnel. So no, it's not military. Interesting. But what's the connection here? Why is this coming in? Why is this important? What's the connection, Spirit? Okay, so on the right side here, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups indicates here, look at the bigger picture. Don't look at the little detail. Look at what this person's looking at. Look at the cameraman. Look at the one from the lens. Look at the lens. Don't look at the picture that they're showing you through that lens. Look at the lens. Look at the camera. That's what they want you to look at. Who's the one taking the pictures? Who's the one doing the recording? That's the answer. That will tell you what's really happening. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. What is the connection? This is the Ace of Pentacles. This means underhanded. This is behind the scene. This is hidden. We have here the Ace of Pentacles as well. Somebody also doing underhanded, and it's also one pentacle, and it's also reversed. It indicates underhanded, which means that there's dark money. So this is black market, which means that this is an investment. Whatever happened, this was an investment. They were aware of this investment on the black market. We also have here as well as followed up by the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, they did not know when this plan was going to take place because this was just in its infancy. But in a way, it just sprung about in the most random matter, which means that I guess at some point there was the element of surprise. And here's where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7 of swords, 7 of wands reversed. It's saying that there was a path. The reason why it was the element of surprise was to make sure it goes smoothly without any expectation, any sort of obstacle, any sort of oopsie. That's what made sure it was supposed to happen. So they were aware, but they didn't know what was going to happen so soon. They were caught off guard because of this. And the intention here was to essentially create a dynamic, a distraction, if you will, but it was designed specifically to take out somebody and to send a message, but at the same exact time, to make sure that the individual who's meant to be used as the messenger wouldn't be able to move a little bit to where the bullet passes them. The point is to catch them with the element of surprise, and that's what happened. On bottom deck here, we have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles means empty-handedness. Empty-handedness. There was an approach, there was a proposal to do something, and it became underhanded. A cup that was once full has been emptied. And this is where they were. This is where they were at the time of what had happened. They were mentally blocked. They were disconnected. On the top of deck here, we have the Moon. Interesting, the Moon card came up in the middle deck as well. The Moon card hidden. This is interesting because remember how I said the other day that this represented a dog and a wolf both barking at the moon and the sun, right? They're distracted, but what they don't see behind them is the predator. This predator is going to clamp onto the leg and drag him into the water. But they're going to be too distracted to notice what's going on. That's why Spirit is essentially saying, look at the camera. Who's the one doing this? Who's the one recording this? Don't look at the distraction. Don't look at the details. Don't look at what happened. Don't look at Kirk or anything like that. Look at who's the one orchestrating it. Look at the one who's recording it. That's what they're saying. The card that comes after that is the Ten of Wands here. It's going to be quite a struggle for the nation for a while because this is going to be a theme. And this is the Three of Cups. This is the Two of Cups. This is an agreement. This is an agreement. This is the end. This is the end time. You know, I wonder if there was an assassination leading up to the beginning of the United States. Let me ask, because I want to know if there was an assassination that started at the beginning of the United States. Because remember how I said everything in the U.S. repeats and history is repeating? Now, I wonder if this is an assassination that happened in the U.S. at some point. Let me ask ChatGPT. The ChatGPT will know in some theories. If, like I said, history sometimes is rewritten by those who win. So to keep that in mind as well. It's not going to be 100% accurate. Hey, Callion, quick question for you. So I'm with my subscribers. I just want to ask you a quick...
trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit and again.
What? Okay, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit and try again.
Okay, maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe it's not meant to be. We're gonna move on. All right, so now that we understand the situation a little bit clearer with Erika, for some reason I keep getting Erika Adams. I want to know who the hell is Erika Adams. Why she keep coming in as I'm doing this reading with you guys. Let's see, who is Erika Adams? Who is Erika Adams? Erika Adams, U.S. Erika Adams. Who is Erika Adams? Okay, let me ask ChatGPT because I'm not getting anything on Google. Okay, who is Erika Adams in U.S. history? Because when you look up that name, it just comes up with people from professors, and I highly doubt that has anything to do with this. It could, but I. Oh, okay, so interesting. Okay, so we have here, so I couldn't find any well-attested figure named Erika Adams in U.S. history who matches the sort of public or political profile your question seemed to imply. Most results for that name relate to contemporary academic professors or non-political professionals. Here's what I did find. Erika B. Adams, Ph.D., Associate Professor in Justice Studies at San Jose State University. Her work deals with crime, deviance, substance abuse, and etc. There are several people named Erika or Erika Adams in various fields, such as journalism, sports, art, but none appear from credible sources to be historically significant political figure or someone widely known for conspiracy-level influence. Why she might not appear. It's possible the Erika Adams you heard of is not spelled correctly that way. Variations like Erika Adams or Erika Adams or her story is obscure and not well documented. Much of prophecy or channel work can refer to figures symbolically rather than historically political. Erika Adams might be a symbolic archetype or a channel name rather than a well-known public figure. There are many people with that name if you're interpreting from prophecy. It's possible you're mixing symbolism meaning with real name. My intuitive sense, in your spiritual or prophetic framework, Erika Adams could be an archetype rather than a literal historical figure. She might represent the witness, the voice, or the juster. In spiritual terms, or a bridge between a hidden structure and people awakening. If you keep seeing her name in your visions or readings, I'll suggest noting where and how, and what's happening when you heard her name, what symbols were involved. That helped clarify if she's literal, symbolic, or hybrid. Okay, so I heard her name as I was trying to say Erika Adams. Okay. I heard her name as I said Erika Adams. Erika Kirk. That was the thing. I kept thinking about Erika Kirk as I was saying it on this video, and all of a sudden Erika Adams came up. Okay, so we got some information here. What I learned about Erika Kirk. Born, also known as Erika Kirk, she won Miss Arizona USA in 2012. She participated in pageants, been involved in some activism with her faith, nonprofit, clothing line, a podcast, etc. She's the widow of Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, who was shot and killed on September 10, 2025. She has 2 kids, works in ministry or fashion and podcasting, and has a public persona tied to her husband's music. Movement, excuse me. What symbolic or intuitive meaning she might hold in your vision? Since you brought her up in a prophetic or channeling context, she has some intuitive reflection. She can symbolize a widowed voice, someone who has lost a strong public figure, and now carries forward his legacy. That makes her archetypically linked to mourning, remembrance, resistance, loyalty, and continuation. In spiritual or symbolic terms, she may represent the heir or vessel of political movements, after the death or physical, marital, or spiritual of someone influential. There's usually someone or something rising to fill or transmit that energy forward. Given what you've been channeling, echoes of death archetype projections, her presence might be a marker in the timeline that signals the transition of power, from one leader to the next, or from one energy to another. She might represent the storm after the collapse, the movement that remains when idols fall. Okay, that seems to be on par with our reading so far. Let's just take a quick look at Erika Adams, see what that comes up in the card, and then we're going to move forward with Turning Point USA, and then we'll end up there. Alright. I don't know why the lights are so weird, especially when it's on me. Anyway. Alright, I feel funny. It's funny, too, because like when you guys see me on video, I always have a different hairstyle now. Crazy. Anyway, so Spirit Angel, tell me about Erika Adams. Who is this Erika Adams? And is the ChatGPT correct in its terminology and determination? The Fool card, caution. Somebody who isn't looking where they're going. This is somebody who ended up eventually leading to their death. So Erika Adams was a spirit who ended up to her demise. And here on the top of the deck here we have the Empress. Remember this card represented Erika Kirk, right? I wonder if Erika Adams and Erika Kirk used to be some... I wonder... Okay, but let me explain this in a better way. Because they both have the same name, I wonder if Erika Kirk in her past life used to be called Erika Adams, the Empress. And I can't help it but think, what if John Adams, the second president of the United States, had a daughter named Erika? Would be worth a look. Don't know if that's true or not. Okay, so now that we have that, and we kind of established that Erika Adams could be Erika Kirk's former alias or former profile in another lifetime, or her past life. Okay, who is Erika Adams, Spirit Angel? Who is Erika Adams? Why is she coming through when I talk about Erika Kirk? Who is Erika Adams? Who is Erika Adams? Who is Erika Adams? Okay. Ooh, okay. This is the opposite. She's not a philanthropist. At least that's what it says in the cards. This video is just for entertainment, for educational purposes only as well. Top of the deck here, we have the Aries card, which is 34 reverse. And here you have the solar eclipse. Aries. I wonder what month she was born in. I also see the dragon as well. So she does have some sort of ancestral ties. Okay, so dragon ancestral ties. So this is an ancestor. Okay, so Erika Adams is an ancestor of Erika Kirk. And Erika Kirk could have been Erika Adams in a past life. We have the Hermit card in reverse, which means darkness. Darkness. So the shadow. So Erika Adams represents the shadow. And here you have is the Three of Cups. Celebration of that shadow. So I wonder if like Erika Adams is the shadow, the darkness of that family lineage. It doesn't come from Kirk's side, it comes from her side. She's a celebration of that shadow. And here you have is the Five Swords. I keep getting Germany. I wonder if she's German. I keep seeing Nazis around me. So I wonder if she's German. Here's the Five of Swords here. They've been here before. This is not a family drama. This is family. They've been here before. They felt this energy before. This happened before. That's what it felt like. Okay, the card that comes in here is we have the King of Pentacles. This is a man. This is masculine energy. Masculine. Erika Adams is masculine. Doesn't mean it's a male, but it's masculine energy. Challenged by the devil, the shadow. So it represented the dark side of the masculine aspect when it comes to feminine. But also, it represents the dark side not only of the feminine, but also the dark side of the masculine. So Erika Adams represents full darkness. And it's being challenged by 38, which represented Libra. And here's the balance. People over technology, and technology outweighs the people constantly. Which means that her influence, and really specifically when it comes to Erika Adams' influence, stems greatly when it comes to the control of technology. And this is what's coming in the future. Erika Adams is going to come in the forefront. Whether that's an actual person, a personification of an individual, or the spirit or the soul or the ambition of this individual's spirit, this ancestor is going to come in the forefront of our Erika Kirk in the future, and it's going to be her influence. It's going to be a lot of darkness around the male, or around the masculine, and not only around the masculine, but also her feminine. So I wonder, and hear me out here for a moment, I wonder if this might just be indicating that Erika Adams is symbolically telling us that Erika Kirk is going to represent the Dark Widow, so to speak. She's going to represent the shadow, the darkness of what grief and depression and despair can do to you. And I wonder if for a moment, because we said here, represented the dark shadow of the female or the feminine, I wonder if that indicates to us a little bit more directly that maybe possibly the widow is going to become very dark, and then she's going to further amplify the energy about what happened to her husband as a carrier or an amplifying voice on top of hers. And it's going to propel her through technology. We're going to come in and facing the future card. But again, this is a reading about Erika Adams. The question is, who is Erika Adams? And this will determine the rest of the reading. Because underneath here, the darkness, which is the Hermit card, we have the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles means, build and success and all that stuff, but it's reversed. This is not really telling us success, but it's reversed. We're seeing great wealth, underhanded influence, underhanded money. Right? Remember how I talked about charity and it didn't feel like there was charity? If there was an organization, it was pocketed. It was never given away or given to what it was told to be given to. Again, this video is just for entertainment and educational purposes only as well. Underneath the Three of Cups here, we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And the Eight of Pentacles reversed is drawing your destiny. This is manifestation. This is somebody who is polar opposite of manifestation, polar opposite of spirituality. She represents the dark side of that. She represents the opposing side to spirituality. She represents the opposite, which would be more religion, which is all about control and dominance. That doesn't mean that spirituality isn't that. But there's more free flow. There is more thought. There's more freedom. If you ever feel like someone controlling you, then you're in that type of religion or type of derelict. If you have the freedom to think outside and to think outside of your box, then you have freedom. That is spirituality. Spirituality comes in many different forms. You can have Christian spirituality, you can have Jewish spirituality, Muslim spirituality. It does not matter. They're all the same. You can have just spirituality. You don't have to be a part of religion. If you're free, then you're free. If you're controlled, you're not free. Simple. We have the Five of Swords here. The Five of Swords to us represented not walking away, causing problems. Remember how I said there was Nazis around her? A Nazi type energy, feeling like Erika Adams is like a Nazi who has some sort of German ancestry. We have the Tower card. Ironically enough, when the attack happened on Kirk, it was on the eve of the Twin Tower, or on the eve of 9/11. So there's more to the story of 9/11 than what we originally believed. And this is the Tower card in reverse. The Tower card in reverse. And it's interesting as well because as and when I'm recording this video, it is Tuesday, September 16th. And on my phone, you will see it's Tuesday, September 16th. So you can see that, and there's a 16th number here as well, further amplifying the energy that we already know. But it doesn't tell me anymore except it confirms what I gotten before. And underneath all this information with the Libra being crossing the devil and her embracing that dark side, that shadow side, in this fullness, complete darkness, the dark spirit. Underneath that, we have the challenge card. Ooh, the Five of Wands. Ooh. Who is Erika Adams? The controller, the oppressor, the hater. So, if this is what comes up for Erika Kirk, imagine what the spirit, the soul of who she is going to do. That is what her ambition is. It's going to make Charlie Kirk look like an angel to what she can do. Like they always say, never underestimate people. They can catch you by surprise. And that's a tower card, must I add. The 9/11 card was a tower card. Okay, so now we understand who Erica Adams did. Let's take a look at Turning Point USA. Let's find out what is happening with Turning Point USA and what the US is going to look like 30 years from now after this very moment and with Turning Point USA. Spirit Angel, tell me about Turning Point USA in the United States. The next 30 years, what is that going to look like in the United States? Okay, so they're going to try their best to keep a woman out of power. So that is what the main goal is of Turning Point USA. Very contradicting, according to what what's it called, Charlie Kirk's wife wants. Very different. But, you know, to each their own, right? Alright, so Spirit Angel, tell me about Turning Point USA. What is this future looking like? Turning Point USA, future gonna look like. Show me the current energies and the energies that's likely to be pursued. Okay. They're going to give certain presidents wins in election, but they're also going to hand assassination, impeachment, and removals. So keep that in mind. Okay, what kind of effect would Turning Point USA have on the United States 30 years from now? What kind of effects would Turning Point USA have on the United States 30 years from now? From what happened now until 30 years from this date. Stories. Okay. Okay. Turning Point USA. Okay. This is all about legacy at this point. And final card here. Turning Point USA, the effect on the United States 30 years from now. Not only will they take power away from women, they're also going to be the reason why women get power. We have the Ten of Cups. A lot of people are going to be injured. A lot of people are going to be moving away from Turning Point USA 30 years from now. But it's how we get there is what's going to determine that. This is the Ten of Cups. It's how we get to this point that's going to lead us there. So Turning Point USA 30 years from now looks like it's going to be losing a lot of memberships. But they're going to do some damage in the United States until then. We do also have here, as well as we have the King of Cups. They are going to get away with it, or they're going to attempt to say, well, we are just entertainment. We were not a literal news. Kind of like what Fox News does. We have here as well, we have the Six of Cups. I do feel like Turning Point USA is also going to find itself oftentimes more than that, acting as an apparatus to a president in the United States, White House in the future in the next 30 years. They could also symbolize Donald Trump because remember Donald Trump is going to be still in power by tomorrow, so technically he's part of that 30-year sequence. But in all fairness, it could be more than just one president. Keep that in mind. Okay, so. Alright, let's break this down. Alright, so the first card that comes in is we have the Queen of Wands reversed. This is women. They were the reason why a woman couldn't get into power in the first place, aka 2024. Reverse that, underneath it, we have the Ten of Wands here. They made sure that she struggled. They made sure that they helped her lose. They portrayed her administration or her possible administration as a possible failure. Turning Point USA is the reason for that. These two cards represented the United States at the time in which it's now. Where's the United States now? Where's the United States 30 years from now? This is the difference. This is now, this is 30 years from now. This is the recognition of the powerful influence of Turning Point USA. The Queen of Wands here, this is where we are now. This is where we are now. This is where we're heading to, which means that there could be another loss for a woman in the future. We have the Queen of Wands. This means my story. You ever heard of Minecraft? That's what it felt like. It felt like the widow was going to write a story about Turning Point USA, my experience, something like that. Underneath the Queen of Wands reverse, we have the Pope, the idol. The idol fell. Turning Point USA's idol, the leader, the core leader, fell. The Pope has died. And she's writing the story. History has begun. She's telling the story according to what she deemed is acceptable to him. The Queen of Wands, though, eventually tells us that not only does it indicate a woman loses, it also indicates to us that this woman who wrote the story is going to be out of power, out of influence soon after. She's going to be in the foreground. The background. She's going to be gone. She's going to be gone. Someone else is taking over. She's not going to be in the picture. She's in the picture now. That's why she's trying to make as much money as she can. Again, this video is just for entertainment, educational purposes only as well. She's trying to make as much money as she can because soon after, she's gone. It's over. And this is telling us, this is the story. This was the assassination. This is her now writing the story. This is the Queen of Wands reverts to saying that she's out. She's gone. Her power ended. Her power and influence as a wife, as a widow, in Turning Point USA ends. We have here, though, following this, is the Ten of Wands. I do feel like there is going to be a little bit of a misdirection in Turning Point USA in regard to leadership, vacuum. So when she goes, there's going to be a little bit of disconnection. There's going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of masculine men fighting, or masculine energy about individuals fighting for control or dominance to be the next pope for Turning Point USA. We have the Ace of Cups. And Ace of Cups means great blessings, great future, great options. And so there is going to be a time in which, Turning Point USA is going to have a power vacancy, a power vacuum. The Ace of Cups provides them a period of blessing, a period of opportunity, a moment of tranquility. But there's a sense of imbalance despite there being balance. On the outskirts, it looks balanced, but there's an imbalance because although the cups are being filled equally, if you look at the way the angels sit in, majority of the foot's in the water than it is on land. Therefore, there's a period of imbalance despite it appearing to be balanced. So this is kind of giving you a false impression, if you will, false impression of something that they're trying to input. We also do have here as well is followed by the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords means struggle, disconnect, mental clarity. There's going to be a period in which Turning Point USA loses temporary influence because they caused something. So they're going to cause an issue, a scandal, whatever it is. They might even cause an election loss for a political party. And because of that, they're going to lose influence. They're going to lose political relevancy at some point. This is the King of Swords reversed. Out of power. This is removal from power. This is a removal of influence. And it's followed by the Three of Pentacles, which means the election or impeachment or a trial or something. This is somebody who's coming in with a bill or something to try to stop something. This is either people coming together to vote. This could be a group of people in House of Congress, a U.S. Senate. This is the Three of Pentacles. This is in the future. This is not now, this is in the future. I don't know how close we are to that. It could be 30 years from now, it could be tomorrow, who knows. But 30 years, because we are using this as reference, it does look like this is going to take quite some time to get from where we were here to where we are now. And we have the Three of Pentacles tells me there's an opportunity here for change. And this is the change. This is the change. So the Turning Point USA loses influence here after appearing to be at a great height. So remember how they always say once you reach the highest point, you just come crashing down soon after? That's what this period represents. It represents a crash. And here you have the Three of Pentacles, which means it could be in a presidential election, it could be a midterm election. I'm more so getting midterms, but I could be wrong. This is the Three of Pentacles, and it has here the Ace of Swords. The incumbent party or a person or a leader has been removed. The question is, we don't know exactly if this is an actual contact on the grand scale of the United States, or is this a contact happening within the jurisdiction of Turning Point USA, the organization itself. It's their leadership vacuum? Is there a leadership battle again? Because we have this first battle here. Is it indicating that there might be a battle again? Is there going to be an election thing that they're going to hold within the jurisdiction of Turning Point USA? How is this going to unfold? How is this going to play out? I'm also hearing as well that Turning Point USA might get involved in ballot counting. That could also be something. That could also explain this. The next card that comes in is the Knight of Swords, not giving up. Not giving up and going back for the attack. Right? This is not over until I say it's over. This is the Knight of Swords. This is somebody going in for the hunt. Somebody going in for the attack. And it's followed by, ironically enough, the same individual and the same exact horse, but it's moving. The Knight of Cups, polar opposites. So it feels like there is a division, like some want to move forward, while others want to go back to the glory days. So I do feel like there is this ripping apart of Turning Point USA. One wants to go backwards, one wants to go forward, and as you pull, imagine it's being the elastic band, it starts to only stretch so far, then it's going to either bring them back together, or it's going to snap. Either way, it's telling me that Turning Point USA is going to be going through some trouble after this. This looks very troubling for Turning Point USA as an organization. Yeah, they might have some win, they might have some blessing, but that's all a facade. This is all a facade. This is a big problem. It's telling me about leadership vacuum, lack of power structure, a lack of political influence, relevancy. This is good news if you're not a conservative. This is bad news if you are a conservative. For the United States in the next 30 years, with the influence of Turning Point USA, after 30 years, what is the world going to look like, at least in the United States? We have the Four of Pentacles. People paying attention to what happened with Turning Point USA, the type of influence that they have. So I wonder if they're going to be in the history book 30 years from now, talking about this moment, talking about the moment and the type of influence that Turning Point USA had on the United States and what it meant long term. You also have here, we have 28, which means Earth, which tells me that there is going to be a downside, which means that if we were to get a clear indication of when this starts to happen, it will be around the 2028 time frame. So this is 2028. We have 30 more years after that. Well, 2028. Hold on, where did that put us? Hold on, I can't do math. I don't do math, okay? We're just going to do the math on here. Plus 30. That puts it in 2055. So if this is 2028, then each one might represent 5 or 10 increments. Who knows, okay? You do the math. I don't do the math. But this is what the Libra card is represents as well. Remember this being the challenge? You know how technology used to be that thing that she represents, Erika Adams, represented that dark shadow, that dark feminine and the dark masculine? It's reversed now. Now the people have a chance. Now the people have a chance. So even though people are looking at what happened about Turning Point USA, people are looking, people have a chance. And here you have, as well as, you have the Earth card. And the Earth card symbolize that downfall, that worker bee. So I do feel like there is going to be a lack of membership, but I do feel like there's going to be re-interest when Turning Point USA dies, or kind of almost go towards its end and starts to fizzle out. It starts to gain traction, it starts to gain notoriety again after 30 years. It starts to gain attention again. But what is also coming for the United States, by this point, within 30-year time frame for the United States, the U.S. will have a woman in charge within 30 years. This is the Nine of Pentacles. A woman president. This is somebody of great achievement. This is somebody of great power. This is somebody who is well qualified to hold the office of the presidency. So this is the point of not only what Turning Point USA is going to have on the United States, but we got to the point where they also led to the defeat of a woman, the defeat of the widow, but also they lead 30 years from now to the possible rise of a woman president. Turning Point USA not only leads in preventing it, but also leads toward creating one. It's going to happen within a 30-year time frame. A woman will rise. And also, as well, because it does coincide with the potential, I would not be surprised if this woman could either be a conservative, could be like Candace Owens, or the Knight of Cups could simply symbolize that possibly Turning USA Point might hand itself over to the U.S. government, and the U.S. government may either seize or dismantle Turning Point USA through this woman president. It's also very well possible that this Nine of Pentacles could also indicate a woman leading Turning Point USA in the future within 30 years from now. Could be that as well, but it looks more than anything, it gives rise to a new president, and particularly a woman. What's on the bottom deck? I forgot. Oh yeah, the Ten of Cups. It's going to be a very bumpy ride if you're part of that membership or you're part of that club. And here is the King of Cups here. This is ignorant. This is, I don't care, so what? Why do I care? Why are you even asking me? That's what that feels like. So this, Turning Point USA is going to have some dramatic effect on the United States, not only long term, but also short term as well. So specifically within the 20 decades, and it looks kind of closer to the 55, 2055, it looks like it's also going to pick up some sort of seam, but somewhere within that middle time frame, it starts to take a dip for quite a while and starts to kind of go through some downturns, goes up with a facade appearing as if it's at its highest peak, and it comes crashing down, kind of goes into irrelevancy, hand a power over or hands an election or a win over to a political candidate, or causes somebody or some party to win, and they're the direct reason for that, and so they go through some sort of soul searching, and sometime within that 30-year time frame, we have a woman president. A lot to unpack here, but this is all I get. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.